The power of supply and demand. Yes, that is something you've probably heard of before. It's a Tuesday. It's a lovely Tuesday. Still down on the golf course down in South Surrey in Canada. I love it. It's a quiet day. Golfers are busy though. Doesn't anyone work anymore? And they're coming, 4 after 4 after 4. Maybe it's a tournament, what do I know? It's a bit of a nice area around here, but if you hear anyone get close, it's because they've just parked a ball nearly on my head. In fact, it never occurs to me when I record from here, because I do it quite often, that one of these days I'm going to get thumped by a golf ball, but hey, got away with it so far. So, supply and demand. Okay, anybody who's ever done an economics course will find that that is one of the cores of economics, supply and demand. In other words, if there's not much supply, if there's hardly anything, and the demand is high, then you can charge more. If there is lots of supply, it's plentiful, and there's not much demand, then you're not going to get many sales. That's, but yes, I know for all of you economics majors, it's a little bit more complicated, but for the rest of us, that's the basic theory of it. To give you an example of how this might apply to you, although I doubt that you sell toilet rolls, something so simple as toilet rolls. It's a basic life necessity. It is essential. If toilet rolls are very cheap, unless you buy the lovely aloe vera ones that they sell in Sainsbury's in the UK. But anyway, still cheap enough. Now, if there had been some fire at paper mills and there were no more toilet rolls and there were going to be no more toilet rolls for a couple of months and you happen to have a warehouse full of them, you could put a sign out on your lawn and sell them from your home, and you could charge pretty much whatever you want because people must have toilet rolls and you're the only one who sells them. Just honestly, what's the alternative? So that is a very basic example of supply and demand. So how does this apply to you? You're thinking, yawn, yawn, yawn. John, you sometimes talk such utter rubbish. You are a complete idiot. What are you doing? We don't sell toilet rolls. Well, listen on. What I'm going to suggest is that you make your own market for your own product and service. So if you sell something that is being commoditized, meaning it's just an example of that. In my fire protection online, one of the main products we sell is fire extinguishers. Now, we happen to sell the better quality fire extinguisher. We don't make them. There's only a handful of manufacturers. But our manufacturer is Chubb Fire, which is the biggest in the UK, and they have a trade sign. So their product is made under a tighter quality control system and is of a better quality than most of the others. It means longer life, better guarantee, manufacturer's guarantee, everything that goes with it. However, when you look online to the average user who has no interest in fire extinguishers, they're just red, shiny fire extinguishers with a label. They've got the British kite mark, which says they're approved, and the supplier on the website says it's got a 5-year guarantee. Good enough, they all look exactly the same, so which one's the cheapest? Okay, that is what happens when a product is commoditized. When TVs and things like that, half the brands, you never heard of them, you just end up looking on Amazon or looking around on the internet, who's the cheapest if it's got so-and-so features. So it's difficult to separate a service. It's just the product you want and you'll get it from whoever. So what do you do to make your product stand out and make it more desirable? Because that's what you want. You want desire. You want people to need yours. So in toilet rolls, go back to toilet rolls now. For example, if you created the only gold-edged toilet rolls and made them slightly thicker, I don't know, a micron thicker or whatever, I'm not really sure on thicknesses of toilet rolls, and then marketed it as the world's most luxurious toilet roll, and you made that the thing. years ago, British Airways, and I mean years and years ago, British Airways put out, a marketing company put out a survey of asking people who's their favourite airline, and British Airways won. This is a very big survey, and ever since they've been using the world's favourite airline, because it was then, and people don't question. So it is, by the way, if you want to travel, very, very good, British Airways. But it's not going to be the world's favourite airline. It's going to be one of the Emirates or Far Eastern ones because they put the effort in to grow. British Airways are complacent because they're an old-fashioned business. There you go. So try and make your product stand out so that it appears that there aren't many. So therefore, the supply is limited, but by making it stand out and more desirable, you increase the demand and you lower the supply. So for example, we don't manufacture our fire extinguishers, but if we said we would include printing your personal company name, your business, on our products for you, and we are the only company that do that, and that's included in the price, we suddenly make ours different, and we make ours more interesting because we play to people's egos. So, for instance, in the UK, there's a very famous store called Harrods. Years and years ago, Chubb Fire, the biggest one, they went to Harrods and they mocked up an example with Harrods, the name and logo on it. In actual fact, they even printed it in Harrods green, which was a bit naughty at the time because it's supposed to be red. But Harrods bought them because Harrods thought, why not? Yeah. So as an example, they suddenly were able to sell a more expensive product to someone because they had something that the person wanted. So use the power of supply and demand in your business. Find a difference. And you're thinking, but we haven't got a difference. For instance, if you're a dentist, you're thinking, well, what's the difference? We're a dentist. We find something that you can say you do uniquely. Offer an extra service that no one else offers. I'm sorry, but you have to work hard and you have to put some effort in to make a difference. You might have to put yourself out a little, but once you get the traction, others will say, wow, this dentist I've gone to dentists for years. I change them every so often, but this is the only one that does X, that gives X for free or for only another. It's the only one. Think of it. So if you supply, if for example, if you have people come to your surgery for a checkup every 6 months or once a year and they pay an amount, why not offer them a monthly payment plan? It guarantees them a lower price. The people may not even turn up for their 6 monthly or yearly thing, but they've paid. But you've given them the advantage of being able to spread the cost because they think it's going to be expensive. And within that, you'll say, and we'll include free brushing. Because for every 10 people that pay on that annual payment plan, only 7 will actually book the appointments and turn up. You'll get 3 who pay and don't even come. Just think, there are ways you can do this, okay? Plenty. So, supply and demand, very powerful. You can use it for yourself. Make your own market. Instead of being the same as everyone else, make yours and make your own niche. Today, Tuesday Toolbox tip, we're going to give a shout out for Screencastify. So, like Screencast, IFY on the end. Screencastify.com. Now, it is free, there's free and paid, and it is to make screencasts. Screencasts are videos from your computer. Most laptops and things have cameras built in. And so if you're telling someone how to do something, it could be one of your members of staff, it could be an outsourcer, it could be customers, you can record your screen of you doing it. So if you want someone to know how to do something you uniquely do, and you think, oh, I don't know how to explain it, do it. Do a screencast of yourself doing it and then send the video to that person. How cool is that? Yeah, you can do it in Jing, you can do it in other things, but Screencastify is designed just to do that, which means it's pretty good. Go take a look, see what you think. I will be back tomorrow with more from the marketing marketingboost.com. But marketing.com is that? The marketingforowners.com podcast. And by the way, if you want to hop on iTunes and give it a rating, if you like it, I very much appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon.